there a confusion about the word
So we have a bit of a breaking news update when it comes to the wrestling situation and the exemption that has been given for Vinesh and Bajrang Punia for the Asian Games trials. So if a report on PTI is like stating that Antim Pangal is going to challenge this trial exemption for Vinesh Fogart in the Delhi High Court. So, according to a report in PTI, Antim Pangal and Sujit Kalkal will challenge the Asian Games trials exemption granted to Bajrang Punia and Vinesh Fogart in the Delhi High Court. That is the current situation that is developing at this point in time when it comes to the wrestling situation. Now remember, July 22 and July 23 were the dates in which the wrestlers were supposed to have trials for the Asian Games. Now this situation has gotten complicated when Bajrang Punia and Vinesh Fogart were granted a direct entry into the Asian Games. They were not even expected to go through the trials. This has not gone down well with the likes of Antim Pangal and one of the other wrestlers who are mentioned here. Remember, Punjab Wrestling Association and several other wrestling bodies had written to the Wrestling Federation of India that they should not be given any kind of exemptions. No exemptions should be given to most of the athletes that are there, but unfortunately the ad hoc panel that is running the WFI at this point in time, they have given the exception to Vinesh and Bajrang, and that is the reason why Vinesh and Bajrang will not have to face the trials. They will be going to the Asian Games without even giving a trial. Now this has really disappointed Antim Pangal and most of the other smaller wrestlers. Now remember, Antim Pangal, in a conversation that she had exclusively with Sports Today, she had stated that she's very disappointed with the decision. There is no fairness in the trial system that is there. Anybody, if you have to look at it, what has been Vinesh Fogart's achievement and Bajrang Punia's achievements in the last 1 year? Zero. Remember, Vinesh Fogart last participated in wrestling during the World Championships in September 2022. After that, she's not been on the mat. Bajrang Punia, on the other hand, if you look at it, for 7 to 8 months, he has not wrestled in any event whatsoever. So, Antim Pangal, who is the under-20 world champion as well as the senior Asian championship silver medalist, she has challenged this particular situation. That why did the ad hoc panel in the WFI grant an exemption for Vinesh Fogart and Bajrang Punia despite not having done any kind of wrestling for 1 year? Antim Pangal has stated that at this point in time, both Vinesh and Bajrang, they are not fit. Any wrestler can beat them in the trials. Now, the July 22-23 trials have unfortunately been sidelined by the fact that whoever wins those trials in that respective weight category, they will only be put on standby. That is the real unfair part in this, which once again shows that reputation has superseded, if you have to say, wrestling precedence in that matter. So, this is the current situation that the likes of Antim Pangal and Sujit Kalkal, they will challenge the Asian Games trial exemption that has been granted to Bajrang Punia and Vinesh Fogart in the Delhi High Court. This is a report that PTI has carried at this point in time. We all knew that this situation will snowball into something very negative, because you have to remember that these trials have been conducted for Asian Games selection. Whoever does well in the Asian Games will then get a relatively easy entry into the World Wrestling Championships that will be held in Serbia around October-November. Now, a good performance in the Asian Games, a good performance then in the World Championships mean that the journey to Paris 2024 becomes a whole lot easier. So this is the way. Remember, there is no quota in the Asian Games. If you have to win that, then you will get an entry into the Olympics. No. Whoever does well in the World Wrestling Championships, they will get an entry into Paris 2024. So this is the current situation that is there. This situation is only going to snowball into something very huge, because July 22-23, you only have about 3 to 4 days left for the trials. Whether the wrestlers will come for the trials, whether they will give it in all fairness, whether there will be any other negative consequences for this, it remains to be seen now. But we are now seeing the Asian Games selection trials becoming very ugly at this point in time. So this is the latest situation that we have. Antim Pangal and Sujit Kalkal, they will challenge the exemption that has been given to the likes of Bajrang Punia and Vinesh Fogart for the Asian Games. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget, we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Don't forget to download the Sports Talk mobile app as well. Bye bye.